Hello and welcome back to Camp Ash. We will be starting the Duke route. Yeah, I was about to call him Dale. Um, so we previously saw the Trisha route, and then before that the Dale route, and then the Janice route. I think by the way that the whole little tarot thing is spread out, you probably should have done or I probably should have done or should be doing, I guess is the proper word, the Miriam, then Ernesto, and then the Duke route. Because that's kind of like how the cards are like spread out, but I wanted to do Duke first before I do Miriam and then finally Ernesto. And this is actually like the whole finished thing, supposedly. And there is a card that shows up on there that's new, and you'll see it right now as soon as I start the game up. Or the story, I mean. But yeah. So I will be continuing from a route that is basically starting up with staying in the car with Duke, Janice, and Dale, but choosing to split up instead of staying together, which means that Ernesto goes by himself, I believe, to check out the road or something like that. Yeah. And then eventually, after you get to the camp, you decide to split up with Trisha and Duke in order to, help them with their whatever it is that they have to do. And everything stays much the same as it would have been if you had decided to stay with Trisha. I think there are some little flavor texts here and there for Duke specifically, but pretty much the same. So we will be starting at the tarot card reading. All right. So anyways, so what else? Is there anything else specific? Like I said, this is the finished route or the finished game. So everything that should be there is there, including some of the stuff that was missing for these other three guys. Well, guy and gals. But that's mostly stuff that you didn't really need to see because it's stuff that I would have to cut out anyways for YouTube, so yeah. What else? What else? That's pretty much it, I think. So yeah, without further ado, let us begin the Duke route. As I said, there is a new card there, the World, which is, I'm assuming, supposed to be Chip. As you can see, he has the buy flag. But unfortunately, you can't really do this one unless you have all the other ones finished first. So like I said, we're going to be doing Duke, the Judgment. Judgment. If I remember correctly, it represents answering the call to a higher good, about coming to a crossroads and finding the right path. Like you're closing in on the end. Sounds pretty heavy. Some of the heaviest choices come at the end. Do you feel like your choices have been mattering, Chip? I scratch at my arm on instinct. I think so. Like everything that I've done up until this point has mattered somehow. Well, as long as you keep making them, part of judgment is living with your choices too. If only I could get another chance. Hey lazy asses, everything is ready out here. Dill practically leaps from the kitchen, hustling over with the food. Oh, that was fun. Thank you for playing, Chip. Yeah, that was fun. Trisha puts away the cards, wrapping them up in their silk confines, and back into the tin. Outside, Duke has lit a raging bonfire in the stone pit. Its warmth washes over me, the light snipping away at the darkness of the night. Everything is ready to start cooking, and we're ready to get token. Ernesto drops off a bag of reefers on a chair. Feel free to use everything in there. I have a second bag for later, when we gotta be more discreet. Everyone except for Trisha and Miriam takes a blunt. Duke and Ernesto pull out their lighters for everyone. I take a deep drag on mine, holding the smoke in to swirl around in my lungs for a few seconds. I exhale through my nose, watching the white smoke mix and swirl with the ash from the bonfire. Dale sets up a table with hot dog buns and condiments, while Ernesto and Duke drag the ice chest out from Wickenburg's cabin. I help bring out some of the chairs, and before long we're sitting together in the heat of the fire, buzzed, faded, and full from delicious food. Everything said and done, today really was perfect in the end. A few hours pass and the bonfire starts to die down. Once it gets too cold, we smother it with a nearby hose hookup and retreat back into Wickenburg's cabin. I think I'm gonna pass out. We should all probably head to bed soon. No fair, we haven't played any games yet. We did that tarot reading earlier. That doesn't count. It was only a few of us. Well, what do you have in mind? I'm not sure. You guys never really invited me to stuff like this. Well, what's some of the stuff that you guys would do when you would hang out? It was all shitty excuses to drink or get high, but we're all pretty messed up already. There was one that we used to play, Spin the Bottle. That sounds like fun. Yeah, when we were in middle school, I think. It's a bit different, now that we're not kids anymore. And Jen and I are dating. Ooh, you whores. Someone cut her off next time. You guys are kind of whores. Why don't we make it more interesting then? And how will we do that? Well, it's already kinda spicy because Janice and Chip are together. So if they join in and get picked, it'll be a bit wilder. So first rule, they have to play to keep things interesting. Janice looks at me and smiles. We don't have to do it if you don't want to, babe. You know, it might be a bit of a hoot that way. Let's hear the other rules. And second, and probably the most important rule, is we kiss whoever the bottle lands on. No redos or the closest person of the opposite sex. What? Are you some kind of pervert? I've been trying to tell you the wolf's a fag. Sounds like fun. Jan? I'm with Janice. We might get to see two big, strong boys kiss. And what's a little lipstick between friends if it lands on us? What's your angle here, wolf? Don't you want to see two babes make out? Well, yeah. But I don't want to kiss a dude. Or see two dudes kissing. And that's what makes it interesting. They're not gonna do it if we don't involve ourselves. That's for sure. So, why not take a gamble? Live on the edge a little. I'm in. If Chip's in, of course. I'm not sure. Sounds worth the risk to me. Oh, what the hell? I do like to gamble. I guess if everyone else wants to. Fuck. If it's just me saying no, I'll do it then. Alright, it's settled. Ernesto downs the beer bottle in his paw, whipping his muzzle in exaggeration after it's empty. Let's get in a circle then. We maneuver onto an open space on the floor, sitting cross-legged in a circle formation. Who's gonna go first? I got this. Ernesto spins the bottle as fast as he can, the container wobbling and howling from its opening. The bottle begins to slow, wobbling less and less, and it creaks along the floorboards. Before coming to a dead stop, Tip unequivocally pointing at Dale. The otter's face turns as red as Ernesto's fur, the wolf's eyebrows practically jumping off his face. Oh my god, I knew that it was gonna be worth it. Wait. A deal's a deal, bub. Ernesto leans over the circle, putting a paw down to steady himself as his muzzle meets Dale's. My whiskers twitch as I see theirs rub against each other as our mouths meet. Oh god, I knew that I was gonna get stuck with something like this. Janice and Trisha are both watching, fully enraptured. I take a long swig of my beer. Ernesto pulls away, returning to his seat. That wasn't so bad, was it, Utria? Yeah, not that bad. Dale twitches his tail. Hopefully we get to see some chicks making out to make up for it. Who's next? Duke spins the bottle without waiting for anyone to speak up. I just want this over with. The bottle starts to slow down much faster this time. It stabilizes more and more, barely inching its way past me and landing on Janice. You're not gonna beat my ass for kissing your girl, Chip. Janice interrupts him, leaning across me to get to the weasel seated on the other side of me. They kiss deeply, right in front of my face for a few seconds, their muzzles parting for some tongue action. They pull away just as my tail starts to thump. He better not. We both agreed to play. Oh shit, dude. I see why you put up with her crazy ass. Janice flicks him on the nose as a weasel buckles under the light, albeit sharp pain. Me next. Trisha takes the bottle in her paws and spins it against the floorboards. The bottle spins for a few seconds, eventually landing on Miriam. Alright, chicks and a cougar show. You're being specious again, Duke. Well, at least I got to see the two big guys make out for a bit. Miriam finishes her beer as Trisha gently leans forwards in the circle. The Gilla leans in on both of her paws, bracing herself against Trisha's softer face. The two meet, Moss turning sideways and opening to accommodate the size difference. Oh wow, that's pretty hot. Hell yeah. The pair makes out for another half minute. It's hard to look away fully. Who's next? Chip. He hasn't got to kiss anyone yet. My paw reaches for the bottle, the cuts and bruises on my webbing in full view. Go ahead, babe. I spin it as fast as I can, not wanting to look like I made it land on anyone in particular. My eyes are glued to the tip as it spins ever slower on the floor. I reach for my beer, but it's long empty. The bottle starts to slow, still fully centered on the circle, not leaning any which way. Until it is on its final breath, its movement coming to an end. Until it lands directly pointed at Duke. I've been waiting for this. Figures I'd get both sides of the crazy couple. I lean over to Duke, his breath hot on my side. He opens his maw to mine, and our teeth clack together, the taste of wheat strong on my tongue. And then the lights cut out, sending the room into total darkness. Ah! A few screams ring out in the darkness. What the fuck? We all scramble on the floor, tipping over each other in the dark as we try to get to our feet. Ouch! Shit, someone stepped on my tail. Everyone calm down, I have a lantern on my belt. We stop panicking for a moment as the sound of Ernesto's belt rings in the darkness. Hurry up! Ernesto flicks his lantern on, filling the cabin with just enough light for us to see each other. Did someone hit the lights? We were all sitting together down here. There's no way. Someone should check the breakers. What if we're not alone? Is there any other staff? Maybe the lights are on a timer. It's past midnight, isn't it? Before anything else, let's grab more flashlights and lanterns. We left them all together on one of the tables. We each take a lantern or flashlight from the pile. I'm gonna go check on the breakers. They should be on the outside of this building. If not, it'll be tied down to either the maintenance shed or the assembly hall. Hey, don't go out there by yourself. What if someone's out there? We should be alone up here. Besides, he'll be fine on his own. No way. Enough weird shit has happened today. We're not sending someone by themselves. But it's literally my job. But something strange is happening. We don't know that for sure. What are you talking about? There was something wrong with the road, Trisha. You said it yourself. It doesn't make sense how we got so lost with how big this mountain range is. But we don't know that we just didn't get lost. Nothing bad has happened to us. No one is injured or missing. This could just been the breakers tripping, which I need to go check still. Why would the breakers trip? We barely have anyone here. And we weren't running extra equipment. Even the other buildings with electricity are all currently off. Well, we won't know unless we check. Duke, go with them. If there's someone out there, they won't think about hurting the strongest two guys we have. Me and Chip are pretty strong. And that is why you're staying here, to protect us ladies. Miriam rolls her eyes. Oh, okay. Janice grabs my arm, holding me tight. I'm scared, Chip. We'll be right back. Let's go, Weasel. Ernesto and Duke head out through the front door, closing it behind them. I'm gonna go find the light switch. The sheep walks around the perimeter of the room with a flashlight for a bit, stumbling around for the switch. Here it is. The switch is still on. Something outside of this room must have caused the power to go out. Okay, I am definitely less freaked out now. I still don't like this. Let's just wait for them to get back. Should we grab some weapons? There's probably a hunting rifle by the looks of it. You can shoot, right, Chip? Definitely, but I don't think that we need to pull out a gun just yet. There could be somebody out there. You should get it, Chip. We don't know that for sure, Jan. Let's just wait for Ernesto and Duke to get back. Should we try to find the gun just in case we need it? Let's not go through Henry's things while he's not here. Some time goes by without much talking, the wait for Ernesto and Duke making us too anxious for much else. Maybe you should go looking for them? Maybe we should go look for them? Yeah, I'm starting to get worried. We should stay here like we agreed upon. But I'm still worried about them. That's fine. We just need to stay calm in case. Miriam pauses. In case what, Miriam? In case we're all gonna die here? There is an awkward pause between the two. I'm sorry. I'm just scared. No need to apologize, Jan. Things are tense right now. The front door opens with a loud creak. Ah! Ernesto and Duke walk in through the door. What's wrong? You just scared her is all. I take it no luck on the power? No, sorry. We found the breakers on at the assembly hall, and they were tripped, but resetting them didn't seem to bring the power back. There must be a problem with the power lines along the mountain. Shit, do you think that they'll close us down? Do we need power to cook? It might be annoying, but I'll be able to get everything going without it. Nothing perishable either. There's a fridge for the medicine that needs to be kept cold in the nurse's station, but it has its own generator. The nurse will bring the medicine itself when she gets here, so it will be fine until then. There's enough fuel to keep the generators going for over a month. It should be taken care of before the kids arrive if it's a downed power line. Let's head to bed. My buzz is long gone. It's gonna take longer to get everything done without electricity too. I want to stay here, together with everyone. I have a feeling that if Henry catches us co-editing it up, he's gonna flip. He's already threatened us with no pay once. I don't want to add on to that. Duke's right. Well, what if we stay here and the boys go to their cabin? There is only one door for the staff cabins, and they lock. The doors here don't lock? There's more than one? There's 3, yeah. Only the master key locks and unlocks the doors here. If we get separated, it could be really bad. I don't think that it even unlocks all the doors here. I'm pretty sure only Henry has the key to his room too. If you're that scared, we can take some furniture from here and barricade the door in addition to locking it. Okay. Chip, I love you. I love you too, babe. The staff cabins are less than 200 feet away from each other. Just holler or we'll come running and we'll be there. We gather our luggage and head outside. We agree to meet back at the mess hall when the sun is up and head our separate ways to the staff cabins. Ernesto unlocks the door and we head inside. Inside is dusty but clean. A table with 2 chairs, a couch, and lockers make a small living room. 2 sets of 2 double beds line up against the opposite walls, make up the bedroom in the single-room cabin. Not as much privacy that I was hoping for, especially seeing as we're all staff and all. At least it isn't bunk beds. Hopefully the staff showers and restrooms are better. We settle in, unpacking our things and choosing a bed. Ugh, I'm so beat. Been up almost 20 hours at this point and I drove all day. The dude takes off his shirt, practically belly flopping onto his bed immediately after. Ernesto strips down to his underwear and sits on his bed. We should probably take a shower. But it's gonna smell like otter anyway, so it's not gonna help much. Hey! Don't bother. Plus, he's probably right anyways. I take off my shirt, too tired to undo my shorts. Dale looks around, a warm blush visible through his fur. He takes off his shirt and pants, but quickly pulls on a red tank top. Aren't you hot? I just, feel more comfortable with it on. Dale manages to get underneath his blanket before rolling onto his stomach. I turn off a lantern from the table, the room falling into darkness, and take off my shorts then. Easier to rearrange myself when no one's looking. I'll just sleep like this. It's just us guys here, anyways. I'm gonna knock out now. Hope this hangover isn't too bad. I hear them turning in their beds as their sheets ruffle. It's quiet now and I feel alone. My sleep is deep and untroubled, practically passing out the moment that my head hits the pillow. I didn't dream of anything. Light filters through the windows as the sound of Ernesto rummaging through his bags wakes me up. Wake up, Nutria. We have to get the day going. My paws grab my head, thankful that the hangover isn't as bad as it could have been. Dale is awake too, already changed for the day. Can you get Duke up, Chip? I'm afraid that he's in a snap if he's feeling torn up from last night still. I get up out of bed and walk over to Duke's bed, the weasel snoring peacefully in his sleep. Hey, bud. It's time to get up. I move a paw to gently tap him on the shoulder. What? Duke's head fur is frazzled and smashed from being slept on, his face contorted in deep exhaustion still. We gotta get going for the day. Still wanna get paid, don't you? Duke grumbles, sitting up on his elbows. He looks around the room a few times, eyeing me and Ernesto. Let's get going then. The weasel stumbles out of his bed and grabs a pile of his clothes from his bag, just as Ernesto steps towards the door with his clothes. Hey, I was gonna go shower. Well, so was I. Duke snaps towards Dale. Dale. Dale awkwardly turns towards the weasel. You showered already, yeah? Dale nods. Are there separate stalls or is it just as open as this? There are 4 shower heads around a central drain, so not really any privacy at all. Tsk. I don't want to see your wolf, so wait for me to finish. Why? You afraid that you'll like what you see? Why nope. We're not fighting this early in the morning. Just go separately. Ernesto, just wait here with me and Dale. It's not worth it. I don't think that we should go alone anywhere still. Please, it's the morning. Do you think that anyone is still gonna be fucking with us? It was the middle of the afternoon when that weird shit up in the mountain started. Tsk. Let's split up in pairs now and meet at the mess hall for breakfast with everyone else after. Sounds like a plan. I'll go with you, Duke. Anything to stop the two of you from fighting like children. I do my best to roll my eyes as I grab my clothes from my bags. I'm almost positive that neither of them noticed. Whoever I'm going with takes a shower first. I gotta make it to the mess hall to start cooking. I'll be done in 10 minutes. Ernesto and Dale head out towards the showers. Duke takes his seat at the table and gently lowers his forehead onto it. He places a paw on each of his ears and sighs heavily. The hangover isn't as bad as I thought, but everything still hurts. We got kinda wild last night. Duke smirks, looking directly at me. Hell yeah, we did. I return to smirk. Yeah, we threw a hell of a rager last night. Imagine how much crazier it would have been if we made it on time. I still blame Dale for getting us lost. Yeah, well, now we gotta snap out of it and get to work. I really need this money. Yeah, I hear ya. I need the cash too. Gotta save up if I ever want to make it to Pueblo's football team. I didn't know that you wanted to take the football so seriously. Well, I'm not gonna afford nursing school any other way, am I? Just a bum in the sticks after all. I could hardly tell. I gave Duke a smile and a nod. After we finish up today, me and Trisha will help you out. Consider it payback for helping us last night. Sounds good, dude. Duke starts to strip down to his underwear, which is just a flimsy jockstrap. He catches my contorted face. What? They're comfy and have a ton of pairs from practice. They do hold the goods pretty well. But why are you wearing them now? I don't want to walk back after we shower. Plus, you're already down to your skivvies yourself. Are you just gonna leave it there? Why not? We're the last two guys on the side right now. I'll put him behind something in case the rhino comes back and needs a shower. He stuffs his dirty clothes from yesterday in his bag. Don't tell me that you don't like what you see, Bronson. I have seen enough of it at school for a lifetime. The weasel snickers. I can't help playing the fool. I roll my eyes. Then maybe you should play it better. A few minutes later and we decide to walk to the showers. There aren't any signs of Dale or Ernesto. And thankfully no signs of the ladies while Duke's ass cheeks are bare to the world. We walk into the men's side. The tiled floor is wet and smells like dog. There are shelves with towels and soap available for us. We each grab a bar of soap and a towel, hanging the towel on hooks next to the shower room. The shower room is end to end on the closed wall, with a tall dividing wall between the men's and women's side of the building. No way for peeping, but sounds will definitely travel through. A single spigot with 4 shower heads sits in the center of the shower room. Duke slides off his jockstrap and places it hung up on an empty towel hook. That's kinda nasty, dude. You haven't showered for over 24 hours. It's not touching anything. Plus, I don't want to get it wet. I take off my own underwear and toss them in front of the towel cubicles on the floor. Duke takes the far shower head and turns it on. I take the closest one and we end up facing each other awkwardly. We lather up with a bar of soap and place it on a holder underneath the faucet heads. I take it and start applying it to my arms, having to scrub extra hard through my fur. It's an anti-musk one, but it's going to be hard to break down my oil coat. Duke finishes long before I do and turns off his shower head. He stands to the side and wrings out his fur while I'm still stuck scrubbing. Guess we'll finish at the same time with the wall dryer down. He shakes like a dog. I struggle trying to get enough force to scrub my back to clean it well enough. Should have asked Dale if he brought any otter soap. My arms contort to reach the top of my tail behind me, paw gripping tightly. Too tightly as the bar of soap in my paw flies out and onto the floor. Shit! I bend over to grab it, tail raising high into the air without me noticing. In a few seconds, I'm bent double. Duke manages to run up behind me, pushing his pelvis flat with my rear end. He slaps my ass with a crude whap, his face breaking out in laughter. Can't believe you dropped the soap, Bronson. He gives me a half thrust, causing me to wobble and nearly fall over double onto my neck. Hey! Duke manages to grab my tail, preventing me from falling over. My cheeks are on fire. Both pairs. Hurry your gay ass up, Bronson. We're not in high school anymore, Tibbets. Duke gives me a malicious grin. Well, I wouldn't do it if you didn't like it so much. He grabs his towel and jock from the hooks and walks into the hallway. My cheeks burn bright as I finish up as quickly as possible. By the time that I make it outside, Duke is barely putting on his shirt over his damp chest. Took you long enough. Yeah, but I'm completely dry. I shake an arm for emphasis. I get dressed and we make our way outside. We start to make our way down the hill to the mess hall. We make it to the mess hall without any more conversation. Dale and Janice are behind the counter when we arrive, the two preparing breakfast for everyone else. Things are a bit slower going without power, but the two manage so well that I don't feel the need to help out. Trisha and Miriam are at the table closest to the counter kitchen, with Ernesto next to them. There's more than enough room for everyone at the same table. We take a seat next to everyone else, joining the larger group. How did you boys sleep? Wasn't bad. Except for the otter smell. We kinda all passed out, long day and all. Must have been nice. Janice wanted to be comfortable, so we just had to barricade the door, is all. But it took over an hour until she was happy with it. It wasn't that hard. She didn't make you carry the heaviest things. Or take it all down in the morning. That sounds dangerous if there was a fire. How early did you all get up? We didn't see or hear any of y'all this morning when we were getting ready. We talked to Dale. The three of us made it to the showers about the same time that he did. I'm surprised that you guys let Dale go by himself. He went without telling any of us. Well, it's been light for a couple of hours now, so I'm kinda surprised that it took him this long to start helping Jan out. Shouldn't Harry be back by now then? What do you mean? Well, he said that he wasn't going to drive back last night. It was too dark. If he was so focused on being here and making sure everything was ready, don't you think that him and the nurse would have been back as soon as possible? It's even more light in the city earlier too. The mountain hides a lot of the sun from hitting us. Early sunset and late sunrise. Do you guys think that they're okay? Maybe the road is still weird. If anyone knows a way up and down the mountain, it would be him. There must be something wrong then. Do you mean like his car or the mountain? Breakfast is served. Dale drops a large platter of food in the center of the table. The conversation stops, everyone too tired and slightly hungover to resist the hearty breakfast. Enjoy, everyone. Janice brings plates and utensils and we all grab bits of food. They even remember to cook extra portions of veggies for Trisha. Muchas gracias. Ernesto grabs an extra large helping of sausage. How'd you guys get meat with the fridges down? There's a... Dale interrupts himself with a large bite. He continues talking with his mouth full. Freezer that. More munching sounds. And? The rest of his words are unintelligible. There's a small gas-powered freezer. Keeps everything cool without needing electricity. I'm pretty sure that it's a backup. Henry must have turned it on a few days ago when he arrived and placed a fair bit of perishables in it. Should we save it for the campers? There's not enough room to feed all of them with no electricity from it. If it doesn't get fixed, that will be the least of our worries. Dale swallows with a loud gulp. There is enough non-perishables to last all of them till the end, though it sure will get bland if that's what everyone has to eat the whole time. Maybe we can throw a giant barbecue if the rest of the meat starts to go bad. Have another party like last night. Trisha grabs her head, moaning in a clearly exaggerated manner. Oh, I don't want to think about last night. My head is still pounding. Everyone laughs. We're just trying to get you ready for university life. Private school kids like to party hard. You didn't drink that much, Trisha. But I haven't drank before. She slaps down her forehead on the table, narrowly missing her plate. Trisha lets out a pathetic whine. Miriam pats her back a few times while Janice shakes her head in negative a few times. This food is so fucking good, Janice. Duke says it as he takes a large bite of bacon. Oh, okay, wow. She takes a second to process the compliment. Thank you. You two are really good cooks, super used to each other in the kitchen too. You guys cook a lot together usually? All the time. Dale stuffs his face with another bite of food. You two live together? Oh gosh, no. We work at the town's local diner. My father owns it, and he's how we got in contact to work here. How long have you two worked there? Practically my whole life, as soon as I was old enough to not burn myself on the stove. But I started cooking my second year of high school. I started my second year of high school too, a few years after Dale. Needed some extra money to help pay for my cheerleading outfit, and the extra cash has been nice. You guys are going to school over in Echo? Is there a community college there? Nah, we're taking some time to work. Or hopefully find something better. Aw, I thought you liked working with me, Jan. Dale puts on a faux pouty face. I do like working with you, big guy, but if I have to stare at your greasy muzzle my whole life in that hot kitchen, I'll lose my marbles. I'm going to school over in Peyton. It's a small city nearby, but it has more amenities than Old Echo. I'll be starting at a private school the next state over, in the City of Angels. It's nice to see the young folks planning out their lives. You're like 3 years older than us, dude. But I am older, so that's what counts. He sticks his tongue out through his muzzle. Ha 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 ha. We eat the rest of our food in relative peace. We all decide to help with the dishes, and the mass of bodies helps the task go by quickly. So, what's the plan for today? We're still on track to get everything done in time, and we can stick together like last night. Me and Dale will stay here. We have a few things to check on at Wickenburg's cabin first, though. Duke is gonna help me out today. I'm back with Ernesto at our 2 sheds. I'll have enough time to finish near the boathouse. I didn't get a chance to check out the boathouse last night, but there isn't a lot on my list. Most of my duties are pause on with the kids. It should be easy with the 2 that I'm going with for help. Sounds like a plan. We'll meet back here around 1 p.m. for lunch. Sounds good. We start to head out of the building. Chip, can we talk? Janice is still seated, everyone else almost at the door already. Adele turns back from the doorframe, and our eyes meet. I tilt my head quickly and give him a smile. Dale frowns, but continues the rest of the way outside. What's up, Jan? She's quieter than usual, more reserved. She's gripping her upper arm with one paw, barely looking at me. Are things all right, Bronson? What do you mean? I just feel like I might be losing you. Is this about... No. I think... I don't know anymore. Is this about last night? Of course not. It was just a game, like when we were kids. I always did like it when I landed on you, Jan. Her face softens. I like that a lot too. I take her paws in mine over the table. Then what is it? She takes a while to respond. It feels like you're being pulled away from me. Tears start to form in her eyes. Like someone has you on strings and just keeps tugging and tugging. My skin goes cold. I think I know what you mean. Jan, I love you. I always will. I believe you, Bronson. I would never leave you on purpose like that. For no reason. For nothing. I believe that too. My voice goes very quiet. Plans together. After this is all done too. I want that real bad, Chip. Then, what can I do? Maybe it's just fate. How can I fix this? Just wait for me. She takes her paws from mine and walks towards the door. No matter what happens. She wipes the tears now falling down her face. I will always love you, Bronson. And the coyote walks outside. I take a few seconds to gather myself before joining the others. Our full group splits up from there, each heading to our respective sites to start work. I exit the building, heading out just across the way with Duke and Trisha. Things are still a bit awkward after last night between us. Trisha was a little avoidant after we dug into it. We have things finished up on my side, Trisha. We can help you out. It's fine. I got it. I start talking before either of them can make it worse. Trisha, I want to apologize for how I acted last night. I know you didn't mean anything bad, and we shouldn't have ganged up on you like that. I meant what I said. I didn't say anything was wrong with what they said, just that it was kind of mean of us to both put you down like that. I stare directly at Duke. Yeah, I guess. The weasel looks annoyed. We shouldn't have left it like that. Sorry, Hendrix. The sheep doesn't respond as she opens the door to the arts and crafts building. She steps inside, leaving the door open for us to follow after her. Duke shrugs, following after her. I walk behind him. The area is dusty, paper scattered everywhere. I didn't make much progress after last night. Can you boys help me out so that we have enough time for all of it? Of course. Duke starts picking up things without responding. A few hours go by with the 3 of us fixing up most of the decrepit building. I feel like some of these shelves are going to fall over if we put anything else in them. The store is going to fall off its hinges too. Duke fiddles with the supply closet, the whole thing creaking on its hinges. Maybe Ernesto can fix it? I'll go look for the wolf. You 2 stay here. The weasel walks off, paws fidgeting with a cigarette. Should you go alone, Duke? There's an odd number of us. Either someone's alone or things don't get done. He nibbles on the end of the cigarette. Need a few minutes alone, too. Be careful, man. The weasel nods before heading out the door. Trisha pulls out a chair, sitting down and laying her head down on the table. Let's take a break, Chip. I pull up a chair opposite of her, sighing as I rest my feet. About last night, Hendrix. I just wanted to say that I'm really sorry. She doesn't lift her head up. I know that we were dicks about it. It's just... Sometimes you just gotta think about other people's points of view. She takes a deep breath. I know I don't gotta tell you over and over again. Remind you that your family's different. I know that you got a lot going on, having to go to school for your family business, having to fill that role for them. So, I just wanted to remind you that I am genuinely sorry. Chip. The sheep sniffles, wiping away a few tears from her sleeve. Thank you. We take a few minutes to sit in silence. Are you ready to start school, Trish? That's Trisha. I've told you that before. She had over a decade ago when we first met. Oh, I just heard Miriam say that a few times and that's different. Between her and everyone else, she's allowed to. Her voice is cold and flat. My bad. It won't happen again. She's made it very clear over the years that she doesn't like her name being shortened. But yes, I'm excited. I've seen a lot of different places already. I've been out of Echo before, but getting to live out of that house and getting to live on my own away from my parents sounds like a dream come true. But your house is really nice, Trisha. That graduation party you threw was crazy. You guys don't know all of it. There was a lot that went on over there, even after it burned down. My pa told me that the Hendricks weren't always on the up and up, but I always thought that it was just prejudice against Catholics. I'm sure that it's a bit of that too, but from what I've researched, and what I want to research when I have access to more records at school, I don't think that all of it is made up. Like stuff you've seen around the house? That, and just talking to my grandparents a few times. We didn't live there for a while. I was born in California where my grandma started her ice cream business. My dad bought the land around the mansion when I was young, and we moved in when I was a toddler. I remember my mom being against moving back to the desert, but Dad said that we needed to go back, that it was where our family belonged. I haven't seen most of my grandparents since then, though. Anytime that I'd bring it up when we would visit their place, my mom would scold me for it. Yeah, I remember hearing you guys moving back was a big deal with my folks. One of Pa's wives was all over the gossip and news of it. Always the talk of the town. Happens when you're the nation's leading ice cream baron. Trisha chuckles, standing back up and stretching a few times. Sometimes I just wish that it was quiet, to be honest. To just live a normal life, to go to school, get an education, do the right thing. If you were a normal gal in Echo, all of that would be extraordinary, Hendrix. The sheep chuckles, rolling her eyes. You're too much sometimes, Chip. You know, Janice tells me that all the time. I can only imagine. You know, I'm surprised that you guys took this gig. I think that it's pretty funny how we all ended up out here. Yeah, it wasn't something that we'd normally do. Is your job okay with it? I remember hearing that they were hard asses about your scheduling from Janice. Yeah, things were a bit slow at the plant recently, so they didn't mind too much. That's good to hear. Hey, don't you think that it's funny? That it's just people from Echo working here? Well, that and Ernesto. I'm sure that we'll get a few more people with the counselors too. They don't need that many adults, do they? I guess so. It's just odd. Miriam told me about it because Pueblo was advertising it, and that makes sense. Ernesto grabbed the spot. But why didn't any other kids from Pueblo take any of their jobs too? The whole school knew about it? I'm sure not the whole school, but Miriam said that there were flyers and stuff, so enough people had to know about it. Hey Chip, when did you guys get this position? Well, Dale told me about it a few days ago, like the day before we left. Him and Jen had signed up for it about a month ago, but the swim instructor position was still open. Did you have to apply for it? No, Dale just told me his dad and I think he made a phone call. I think that they heard that it was in order and just gave me the position. Didn't it seem odd too, that Henry was just waiting for us? Like he didn't mention anything about any other workers and left to get the nurse? That means that it's just us, right? There's no other services or activities that they need staff for? I mean, that could mean anything. Maybe he just needed Ernesto as a groundskeeper or... I'm interrupted by Ernesto opening the door to the building, Duke following right behind him. The wolf has a tool belt on with a hammer in one paw. Hola, here to fix the door. He walks over to the door and starts feeling around for the issue, pulling a few nails from the tool belt and placing them in his mouth as he starts to hammer away. Figured that wouldn't be too hard, just had to find him walking about. We didn't have anything that we needed here anyways. Thank you so much, Ernesto. The wolf mumbles a reply, nails still held in his mouth. You know, we only have a bit more to do here. I'm gonna head back to the mess hall and wait with Janice and Dale. Duke manages to shout over the hammering. Ernesto stops hammering for a second, giving a thumbs up with a free paw, returning to his task as the weasel walks out the front door. He doesn't do a good job of sticking around. He's been like that since he was little. Worked out really well for being a slippery quarterback at least. Why didn't you stay in football, Chip? Go to Pueblo on a scholarship. You were really good at it. Ernesto finishes his hammering, nails out of his mouth. You play football, Nutria? Used to, in high school. Was on the team with Duke. How come you didn't go to Pueblo? We could have been dorm mates, guapo. Trisha raises an eyebrow but doesn't say anything. It was really mostly Duke's thing, and I got all that I wanted out of it. Grades weren't good enough for Pueblo anyways. Why not Peyton Community College with Duke then? I didn't have any time with work in the way. Bah, there's always time for sports. Ernesto walks over to the shelves, finding out which one needs to be secured by fiddling with them. It's so crazy that these things are falling apart just after a year of sitting here. You would think that they would have been secured by now. Lazy gringo, groundskeeper. Ernesto gets down on his knees and starts hammering in a few metal braces. Should be done in just a little bit. Trisha covers her ears, the pounding closer than the back door. We're gonna wait outside for you to finish, Ernesto. Call us if you need anything. The wolf responds with a thumbs up as I follow after Trisha. Trisha leans against us out of the building and I stand in front of her. I just wanted to say that it was really fun watching you and Duke last night. Oh? That's an odd line from you, Hendrix. I was talking about watching two boys kissing. Well, it was really fun watching you and Miriam. Maybe we can both show off again later on tonight. You're out of your mind, Trisha. You're sounding more and more like Duke this trip. I bet you'd like that, rudder butt. What? We relax in the shade for a while. Cool wind on the hot summer day. Ernesto slams open the door, smile on his face. All done, Miss Hendricks. Shall we head to the mess hall to meet the others for lunch? Sounds like a plan. Trisha locks the door to the building and heads off towards the mess hall with Ernesto. I follow behind them. Everyone makes it back to the mess hall around the same time. Janice and Dale are in the back, reassuring everyone that they have it mostly prepared already as we settle down at the same table from earlier. Ugh, it's so hot out today. Not as hot as Echo. Or even Pueblo, to be honest. Then why do I feel like I'm melting? Probably because you are actually working, let alone outside for once. Hey! Why don't we head down to the lake? If everyone else is done with their work, I still need to head down to the boathouse and make sure everything is accounted for. Once that's done, we can go to the dock and relax till later. That sounds like fun. There isn't much else that we can do without power, and I'm pretty sure that everyone finished what they needed to. Me and Trisha have just finished up, yeah. Miriam nods. Jan had said that her and Dale were pretty much done with everything too. Sounds like a plan then. We can take a few coolers and maybe some more barbecue if the power is still out. Do you think that Henry will get mad if he catches us? He just wanted the work done. Maybe we can keep the weed and booze in our cabins though. Well, maybe just a can or two each. Already an alcoholic, Hendrix. It just helps me relax. Dill and Janice arrive with a platter of food before we can all start laughing too hard. What is this about going somewhere? We're gonna go to the lake after lunch if you and Dale are all done. Everyone else is finished, so we decided that we should cool off. We're all done, yeah. Sounds like fun. No booze or weed though, in case Grumpy comes back. We'll just have to drink a couple of cans in our cabins before we go then. I never thought about that before. We'll make a lush out of you yet. We finish with lunch and help Dale and Janice clean up before heading back to our cabins to change. Dale shuffles over to the corner to undress while Ernesto comes to talk with me as the four of us get ready. I'm still worried about the power. I tried making a phone call to report it to get it fixed, but the power line is down too. Someone must have noticed by now then, right? Maybe that's where Henry is too? Just making sure that it's all taken care of too? I hope so. Maybe he's stuck in a road near a down power line or something. Maybe that's how we all got turned around. I don't think... Here's your beers, fags. Duke passes us each can, his swinging with his insult. Hey, lordass. The weasel stops behind Dale. Lift your beer on the bed for when you're done hiding your boner. I'm not... Before Dale can respond, the weasel rears his paw back and smacks Dale's admittedly fat ass. Hey! The weasel snickers as he makes his way back to his belongings. Me and Ernesto don't interject, the two of us choosing to just finish getting dressed instead. Dale shuffles back over to us once he's finished changing. Was that so difficult, Nutria? The wolf turns to Dale. I feel like more weight than being naked. Looks good on you. Ernesto makes a show of grabbing the bottom of Dale's stomach and gives it a firm shake in his paw. You're a well-fed businessman. Your survivability and genes are good for lasting the long winter. There's no longer cold winters than Echo. Then he's sure to survive and bring many offspring. He's not Mormon like Bronson is. Oh, you're Mormon? That certainly explains a lot. I'm not practicing. We know. If I was, they might send me to that compound up north. Having a compound sounds like a cult. I know. Can't exactly just move out of my house just yet though. Maybe you'll get enough from this job? Yeah, maybe. The door shakes as a long banging from it echoes through the small cabin. What the hell? Stop looking at each other's and let's go. We're waiting on ya. How did we get dressed slower than a bunch of girls? Probably because you were looking at each other's, like she said. Stop being an ass and down your beer, everyone. I stab my beer can with a claw. Dale and Ernesto follow while Duke grabs his and makes it back to us, stabbing his in the process. To a summer that we won't forget. To summer. To the money from this job. To all my new friends. We crack open the tab and chug the beer from the sliced open holes. Sometimes being from a hick town has its simple pleasures. We head all the way down to the hill and towards the creek. We pass the pier on the way to the boathouse. The others wait for me as I finish my short task of ensuring everything was there. Satisfied, we head out back towards the pier, ready to enjoy the summer sun, the cool water, and a light buzz. The girls lay out a few towels, Miriam opting to sunbathe for a bit on the wooden dock to warm up first. Trisha and Janice sit at the end of the pier, dipping their feet in as they chat amongst themselves with occasional interjection by Miriam. Duke jumps over the pair, splashing them with cold lake water as it hits the lake surface right in front of them. I ignore the few expletives, deciding to see what Ernesto and Dale are talking about in hushed tones. Is it true that they say about otters and water? Oh yeah, totally. Now I really gotta see it. Dale, you can't be telling non-aquatics about our secrets. Yes, of course we like to bang under the water. Oh, it wasn't a big one. Just that you and I can float without any effort. Oh. Everyone can float without effort. But we can really float, let alone swim without effort. and how it's much easier for us to dive in and swim in general. I heard that it was like watching a feral snake slither on land. Huh, it kind of is. We do a kind of wiggly thing. You guys should show me. I mean, it's how we swim. There isn't anything to show. It does look a little funny when I do it too. Dale grabs his stomach the same way Ernesto did earlier. With my good genes and all. Well, I haven't seen it before and it sounds cute. Cute? Let's just show him, Dale. Before you pop a boner. How deep should we go? We haven't been here before, but we should be able to go pretty deep. There's 2 otters here, so there's no way one of us could drown. I grab Dale's paw, leading him to the end of the pier, opposite of Trisha and Janice. Let's jump in together. Otters don't separate after all. He nods and takes a few steps back. We get a good running start and jump in together, slipping beneath the waves with barely a splash. We're swimming down into the cold water together in less than a second, our fur and rudders helping us glide down with ease. The water is clear and clean, much better than Lake Emma. I don't feel like I'm going to get tetanus if I touch the bottom of the lake. We're far from the shore in just a few seconds, swimming paw in paw. We're already 10 feet down, a sharp drop off from the edge of the lake. Down a bit further, the rest of the body of the water opens up to us, light barely filtering down as we hit 20 feet down from the surface and much further from the shore. Rainbow and brown trout swim past us. I have to suppress the natural urge to grab a bite out of them. Just a few seconds more and we're 30 feet down, the open part of the lake in front of us. It's not too insanely deep, probably no more than 50 feet. The water pressure wouldn't change unless we're at the absolute deepest part, and from there we can push off the bottom and find the surface easy. Not that we'll need to for a while. I look back, pulling Dale back by his paw to remind him that we should get our bearings before going any deeper. The shape of the dock is distant, and there is almost no way for the others to see us, even with their heads under the water, our eyes a bit different than theirs. Dale motions an opposite to the pier, and I turn to look. The pure blue and giant expanse of the lake hangs above and below us. The bottom is almost spotless with only a few fishing lines splattered about, a far cry from the litter and filth and slime of Lake Emma. I've never seen a body of water so well maintained, except maybe the creek near the compound, but nothing as big as this lake. I felt like I was supposed to be here, to be in this beauty and force of nature. There was enough fish for me and Dale to catch, and with the depth, it wouldn't be that hard for us to separate and catch enough. I bet we could even live here at this camp, hunting and gathering like our forefathers, given to the otter of it all. I turn towards my best friend, towards Dale, and smile. He smiles back, awestruck just as much as me. We stay down for a few more minutes, paw in paw. The both of us head to the surface, not bothering to swim back to the pier just yet. We breach the water together, taking in a deep breath. The both of us could have held it much longer, but I don't want to scare Janice too much. You assholes! I hate it when you do that and disappear for so long. She shouts clear as day from the pier. We weren't even gone for that long. But you don't know the water like at Lake Emma. We know it better than Lake Emma. Yeah, it's crystal clear that we could see almost the whole thing. There is tons of trout too. We might not have to eat canned stuff the whole time. I can't see Janice roll her eyes from this distance, but I can feel it. The group talks amongst themselves quieter than we can hear. Race you back? You know it. Hey Ernesto, we're gonna swim back now if you want to see. I make sure to shout it. I can't hear his reply, but his tail goes straight up as he heads to the edge of the pier and focuses all of his attention on us. On 3. 1, 2, 3. We take off together, racing back towards the pier. The group cheers us on, jeers and shouts of encouragement rushing past as we race to the pier. Gliding over the water is easier than running, but Dale has more practice than me in the water despite his size. I didn't always have time to swim as much as I should have after work, but Dale always made time to get a few laps in after a shift at the diner. Those early morning swims made him smoother in the cold lake water too. I'm almost out of breath in the short time that it takes me to get to the pier. Going my full speed takes a lot more out of me than casual swimming. I reach a paw out, ready to grab onto that ledge and claim victory, but by the time that I hit the ledge, Dale is already pulling himself out of the water, having made it a few seconds before me. Good job, Dale. Yeah, nice one, fat ass. Dale pants as he tries to gather his breath. Ernesto helps me up, his tail wagging almost violently. You guys were so fast. That was so fun. Janice pats my back a few times as I also struggle to catch my breath. You're not built for sprints, babe. You gotta pace yourself better. It was a race. I managed to eke out between deep breaths. Should have made it a longer race. Should you guys be doing that on a buzz? Miriam chimes in from her sunbathing position. Probably not. Dale says as he walks off, starting to spin from the exhaustion and alcohol. A small wave of nausea hits me as I realize that he's definitely correct. Dale breaks away from the small crowd of spectators and stumbles a bit before making it to the edge of the pier. Ernesto goes to grab him, trying to stop him from falling in, but Dale jumps backwards at the last second, falling into the water. Oh my god! Ernesto goes to jump into the water after Dale. He's fine. What? How do you know? He didn't make a splash when he dived in. It was on purpose. That? I can't hear the rest as I dive off into the pier and back into the water. I spin as soon as I enter and let myself float up. Dale passes me as he swims back up, arms gliding through the water, like there was nothing there. We surface at the same time, the two of us laid on our backs, tail to head, on the surface. Relaxing otter time. Relaxing otter time. What the fuck is relaxing otter time? They're tired because they're both out of shape. They'll be floating and relaxing on the waves. Is that safe? As safe as me on this dock. Ernesto gives up, opting to dive into the water, Duke joining him a few seconds later. The wolf surfaces as me and Duke float together. Oh damn, you can't touch the bottom here already. Yeah, we're near the boat pier. It might be a bit better near a shoreline. I don't mind. I'm a good swimmer. But it just is a little scary. Don't worry, the lifeguard is on duty. I point a thumb towards my chest. I'll keep you safe, wolf. His tail wags underneath the water. You ladies should come in the water. It's great. I'll be there in a bit. I don't want to mess up my wool with the dirty water. I don't want to have to redo my makeup later. It's cleaner than Echo, much better for the fur. Why are you wearing makeup anyways, Jan? Because I'd rather die than go out in public without it. But fine. Janice pushes Trisha into the water from off the side of the pier, the sheep going under with a loud splash. Janice joins her a second later, jumping in as soon as Trisha surfaces. My wool! Ruined, like my makeup. The two splash each other as Duke and Ernesto watch, laughing at the pair. I close my eyes, the warmth and light from the sun tanning my vision a soft orange through the eyelids. To summer. I say it under my breath. I enjoy the rest of summer day to its fullest with my friends. We enjoy the water together for a few hours. Miriam joins us in the water eventually but has to sunbathe to warm back up after a bit. The booze starts to wear off and I wish for nothing more than maybe a couple more to really unwind, but it's fair enough trade-off not having to worry about life for just a few hours. Janice and Trisha use Dale as a floaty, Ernesto opting to use me once or twice, too. The sun eventually starts to crest behind the mountain on top, and the temperature starts to drop. The others exit the water, shaking down their fur as I swim up to the edge of the dock. I'm gonna do one more dive. Anyone wanna go with me? Go with you? Yeah, if you want to see part of the bottom of the lake. Maybe not the whole thing, but right here beneath the dock won't be too bad. I motion down towards the pier with my head. I'm done for the day. Too lazy to get back up. Dale flops down comically on the wooden planks. Anyone else want to go? I'm down. It'll be like old times. The weasel flops into the water. His elongated shape makes him splash much less compared to everyone else. I swim up next to him. Duke holds onto the ledge as I brush my back against his stomach. He holds onto my shoulders and takes a deep breath. I take us beneath the surface a second later, into the crystal clear lake. We make it to the bottom in almost no time, light filtering away slowly from the surface. I've always liked carrying Duke on my back like this. We fit together pretty well, his longer torso complementing mine, muscle-heads and all that. Duke stretches a paw into the sand as I keep us anchored to the bottom with powerful kicks. The light disappears just then, plummeting the both of us into near darkness. The weasel doesn't panic as I swim around for a bit, almost bumping into a dock pillar. Duke brings his paw back to my shoulder, motioning me up as we head towards the surface. We make it up together and the weasel practically wiggles his way up out of the dock on his own, looking like a snake as I make it behind him. There is no response from the others. Guess I'll just take a quick dip. I dive below the cool water one last time, effortlessly swimming to the bottom. My torso sits flush with the sand on the bottom of the lake, the sensation of familiar and calming. The sky dips below the mountain peak, the water becoming almost pitch black in an instant. I stay down there for a few more minutes, relaxing in the cool darkness. One last respite. The need to breathe starts to tick at the back of my mind, so I kick off the bottom, heading straight towards the surface above. I pull myself up the ledge too, the water falling effortlessly off my fur. Dale and I are mostly dry by the time that we make it to the end of the dock, the others shaking out incessantly. Ernesto warns the rest of us to stay away as he shakes off giant globs of water near the end of the pier. He jogs back to catch up with the rest of us as we head towards the showers to rinse off the lake water. Do you think Henry is back? He probably would have come looking for us if he was. He could also be helping the nurse set up if he was back. He would have to come looking for me then. What should we do if we're here alone again? We could finish off the booze and weed. Probably shouldn't tempt ourselves with the counselors or campers around, especially if one of the little shits finds our stash. If he isn't back tomorrow, we need to send someone down the mountain at the very least, see what's wrong or get help for us. I'm not sure if I have enough gas. There's some jerry cans up here, but they might be bad. I'll go on my motorcycle then. Better mileage and it'll hold better with some semi-expired gas. Don't go alone, Ernesto. It's not safe. I don't think that we have a choice after tonight. The counselors are coming tomorrow and we don't know what we're doing. We should still get our money, but we need to make sure that no one else is gonna get hurt. No one is hurt yet. And I'm gonna keep it that way. Duke. I need to just go get this shit out of my fur. The weasel shakes his arms as water falls off of it. Let's get the bonfire going again and let's get high and drink with some barbecue. We can figure out the rest tomorrow, if he's still not back by after breakfast. Sounds like a good plan to me. I'm not so sure that we should again. Let's at least go check the parking lot. Chip, you're such a stick in the mud sometimes. Janice, this is serious. She rolls her eyes at me. That's probably a good first step. We check the parking lot instead of heading directly to the staff showers. He's not back yet. At least our cars are still here. We make it back to the showers, Ernesto and Duke not fighting about it this time. Duke's the first one to undress, holding his trunks up to the stream to help rinse them out. I think you really only need to do that with seawater. That's why I don't smell it all the time. Ernesto removes his trunks, doing the same. You smell worse than those two, Weasel. You're just addicted to otter ass. Duke's tone is lighter than his usual arguments. You're just mad that I can get some ass here if I wanted to. Faggot ass isn't the same as pussy. Ass is ass. You're just jealous that you're not getting any. With who? The town's mom or the town's nerd? Their genes are also strong, good for home building and endurance. No thanks. I'm not a fan of fat girls. Duke looks towards Dale. Do you find fat chicks hotter because you're fat, Dale? What? Yeah, I like skinny hot chicks because I'm a weasel. Duke pats his flat stomach a few times. And Ernesto likes faggots because he's a faggot. Just because you don't like girls with some meat on them. And Chip likes uppity girls with a complex because he's got something up his ass all the time. Aren't you dating Rachel? Duke ignores me completely. So, do you like fat chicks, Dale? This doesn't seem like the smartest conversation right now, Duke. And why not? Dale points towards the gap in the dividing wall. Ooh, well, I'm fucked. Duke turns off the shower head and wrings out his fur, walking towards the lockers. The rest of us finish washing in silence. We wind up back at the bonfire, Ernesto and Miriam getting the fire going as Duke sits icing his face. I didn't know a sheep could slap that hard. You knew Janice could. I did know Janice could. Janice walks back from the cooler, ignoring Duke and sitting next to me. She passes the beer to Trisha, hers already open. Uppity? Janice glares daggers at me. I didn't say it, babe. Duke did. She ignores me, turning her attention towards Trisha. Did that conditioner help with your wool, Trisha? Yeah, the water is definitely a lot better than Lake Emma too. Thank you, Janice. The girls smile at each other, talking about their head fur to the point that I zone out of the conversation almost instantly. Miriam and Ernesto light the fire a second after I turn my head from the pair of girls. Let's get these weenies roasting. Did you get... Yes, we got the veggie weenies. Thank you. Miriam and Ernesto head off to grab the protein as Dale lumbers back up from the cabin, joint in paw. Perfect timing. He takes a long toke, holding it in for a second before exhaling. You guys want some? Everyone except Trisha passes it around, taking a long drag, and makes it around the semicircle a few times before Miriam and Ernesto make it back. They take a few drags themselves as the food is set up. Janice pulls on my arm and motions with her head. I pick up my can of beer and follow after her, heading towards her cabin. You better not fuck him on my bed, girl. A few whistles and cheers sound from the fire pit. We weren't doing that. I have no idea why Janice is pulling me to the side like this. She ignores them, taking me behind the cabin so that we're out of earshot and out of sight of the rest of the group. I place upon the side of her face, her eyes glassy. She sighs, looking away without saying anything. What's wrong, babe? I feel like I'm losing you, Bronson. What? I'm right here, Janice. I get down on my knees, hugging her around her torso, tears in my eyes stinging my vision. I don't understand. Ever since we came here, I feel like you're slipping away, like you're not always there, not always looking at me, like you're someone else. That's ridiculous, Janice. It's me. It's Chip. That's what I don't understand. You're the same otter, but something isn't right. When I look at you, sometimes it's like I'm seeing... Who, Janice? Him. Him? Him! You can't be fucking serious. You didn't see his face, Bronson. You didn't see the tire break his bones and his eyes and his... Fuck, his everything. Then you should know that it isn't him, it's me. That look of terror, that look of grief, it's written all over your face, all the time, just below the surface. Now why do you think that is? I grab her wrist. Why do you think that I looked sad all the time, Janice? You're hurting me. I don't let go. I can't sleep. I feel like shit, and nothing makes sense. My emotions, how you're reacting, none of it. Let go, Bronson. You said it was a fucking meth, but that isn't true, is it? You don't hear things on meth. You don't see things. Let go of me. Why were you leaving to come here, Janice? Don't say that it's because of him. You knew about this for way longer. Janice slaps me and I stop yelling. I throw her arm down and away from me. Don't you ever fucking touch me again like that, Bronson. Do you fucking hear me? I stand up as she continues. Who the fuck do you think you are? You're not my daddy. You're not even my fucking husband, and I'm certainly not no little house on the prairie ass girl for you to smack around. But Janice, my tears start to blur my vision. I didn't fucking hit you. That's not the point. Answer my fucking question. Fucking listen to me then. Answer the fucking question. You were going to ditch my ass before we killed that guy. Before you killed him. Before you dropped the van on his fucking head. How did you want me to save him? Look how fucking tiny I am. What else were we supposed to do? Not be driving fucked up on meth. Then you shouldn't have asked me to fuck you stupid in the back of my van in the fucking desert while we were off our shits. Or is that all you wanted me for? It's always my money that pays for it, and you only want to be on it. That's not fucking true. Then why isn't it working as soon as we're off of it? Why aren't you working when you're off of it? I didn't mean that. Fuck you, Bronson. She starts to walk away. Tell me, Janice. Tell me why you were going to leave me. Alone. An echo. Because I hate it there. I hate having to work at that diner. I hate having to do the same thing every fucking day. And looking at you reminds me of all of it. Everything we've done. Everything we are. It's that fucking town. It's keeping us there. Strangling us. They're giving us all the fucking meth and drugs and booze that we could ever want. All of it to keep us stuck there. And if we don't, it just sucks. It just sucks so fucking much. He was the only thing to ever happen in that town. He was the only thing that ever made me really sad. And I needed a break, okay? I needed a break from everything. Why from me, Jan? What did I do? You're everything wrong with Echo. You're the poster child for all of it. The hick son of a family with too many children. The body-breaking labor. The fucking drugs. It's all over your face. There was hundreds of you stuck in Echo. Stuck in Echo for generations with no fucking way out. The Bronsons were there from the beginning, and they'll be there till the end. You want a break, Jan? Is that what you want? A break from Echo? Yeah, it is. Then we're taking a break. A permanent one. What? It's over, Janice. That's not what I walk away from her, too ashamed to think about what I just did. How I just threw away that relationship that we had for so many years. How I blew up and made things worse than what she wanted. How I hurt her. I'm no fucking better than my pa. Everyone else just watches as I storm past the bonfire, grabbing another beer from the cooler before marching back down to the men's cabin. I down the beer in a few seconds, throwing the empty cup in the corner. My bed sheets are cool as I crumple onto the old mattress and start to sob. Fucking Janice. Why? Why did I do that? Why did I hurt her? I won't ever forget the look on her face. I pass out in my bed shortly after. And that's where I'm going to leave it for today. So, as with all the other 3 routes that I did earlier, we of course have to do the whole little lead up to the eventual stuff that's going to happen. So of course, Chip ends up breaking up with Janice again. And something that I didn't notice that I kind of unfortunately left out was originally when you go with Trisha on her route with Duke in tow, they end up having an argument, but Duke leaves. And you end up with Trisha and you talk about, what they were arguing about. And you end up going to the arts and craft building and you clean up there a little. With Duke, I believe, the argument turns more into Duke's favor. And I think Trisha just sort of leaves and leaves you two alone, I think. I'm not really sure because that kind of makes it sound like that's what actually happened. But I kind of ended up skipping over that, unfortunately, thinking that I was going to be the same. So sorry about that. I should have realized, especially with doing Dale and Janice, that particular moment is a little different. But unfortunately, that happened. Oh well. So yeah. Anywho, so when Chip wakes up in the next part is when the stuff is gonna happen. The bad stuff. I wonder who's gonna die first. Who we're gonna see dead first. And I wonder what the movie style villain will be. Is it gonna be like a slasher? Is it gonna be maybe supernatural, or what's gonna be going on? We'll see. I'm excited to see who or what shows up. What else? I don't know exactly if Duke was showing any like different tendencies than he does when you're with Trisha instead. Right now, meaning in the video that you just watched, but as you can see, there was the whole argument that unfortunately you guys didn't see, and unfortunately I didn't see either, between Trisha, Duke, and Chip, where you again were more on Duke's side, and Trisha unfortunately did not appreciate that, but she did appreciate Chip, you know, saying like, I'm sorry, you know, sorry we kind of ganged up on you. But yeah, Ernesto's still there. He still fixes the door and the arts and craft shelves. Poor Ernesto. I still remember how he dies in Trisha's route. What else? I guess that's it. There isn't really much of a difference. So yeah. Anywho, comment down what you think is gonna happen in his route. And thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Camp Ash yourself and, you know, go over any of the other choices that I didn't, you can do so by going down to the link in the description, which should have a direct link for the itch.io page where you can download and play the game. They don't have any form of support, so there will be no link for that. If you would like to support the channel though, you can go down to where it says to become a channel member, which gives you early access to these videos as they're being scheduled. And it does show that you like my videos, and it's like, here is some money on a monthly basis. And I go, here's some videos that I have scheduled. You can watch them now. You don't have to wait for them. And you're probably going to be watching these basically in the new year, meaning in 2026. So like, yeah, you get to watch them a little earlier, hopefully, if I hurry up and edit these before then. But yeah. Also, I have a Ko-fi in case you want to, you know, donate through there. And a throne in case you're feeling overly generous. Anyway, so I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.